And a big hello. This is Jim Keating, and I appreciate you listening today. I hope you're having a good day. Today, we're going to talk about some fighters have it all, some only have one piece, some have another. Let's talk a little bit about real skill, what it takes in the long run, not the short run. The short run can be done through anger or fear or something like this. So a short fight, not a career, but just something that occurs one time in your life, that's a little different than an entire lifetime or a decade, let's say, not even a lifetime, but just 10 years. And I'm talking about the difference between skill and tough. What the hell does that mean? Well, I find that a lot of, and again, if this happens, don't allow this to become, remember, one of the main rules of the four agreements that it came out from Don Ruiz in his book, The Four Agreements, is don't take things personally. So often a door will shut in your heart or your mind because something hit home and you took it personally. Now bang, the door shuts. This is no reason to shut a door. It's a reason to self-reflect and look inward, not just outwardly at others, but ourselves as well. So we're going to reflect on many things. So if what I'm about to say doesn't quite fit your version, do not take offense. Merely understand that we all are growing. We're all at different rungs of the ladder, you might say. So what I'm talking about is when you meet many people, they've trained in, let's say, several arts. They seem to be accomplished. But then when you actually roll with them a bit, you find that they're aggressive, maybe slightly on the edge of anger at times, and tough as an old boot, tough as an army tank. You can't destroy them, you can't hurt them. These are truly awesome men. They have strength, they're aggressive, they're unafraid, and they're just incredibly durable, tough, duro, and this makes them intimidating. They're dangerous men in the ring, when they're young especially. But does it make them skilled? At a certain point, tough leaves. Anytime you go to weapons, pistols, knives, spears, whatever, my bullet that exits the barrel of my gun doesn't care whether you're young or old, strong or weak, nor does my knife. Now you better have skill. You better have knowledge. You know the old gunfighting saying says, guns don't save lives. Tactics save lives. So what wins in the gunfight? Tactics, knowledge. Not the, I'm so strong, you go ahead and shoot me, it won't bother me, I'm strong. That only works in fistfights. That's kind of a high school mentality in a world of 9mm and machetes. So that only takes us so far, being tough. The knowledge has to come in. Well, what is knowledge? Knowledge is the beginning of skill. Skill is knowledge manifest. It is now present. So again, there's another, when you meet these guys, I know this, I know that, our style has this, we can do that. Yeah, but can you? And then they look at you. Well, what do you mean? Yeah, I know you have all that and you know all about it. Can you do it? Well, I didn't say I could do it. Fucking exactly. And there's the problem. So it goes back to what? But I'll fight you. I'm unafraid. I'm tough. See, they go right back to these basic things, almost like at a, as I said, a junior high school mentality. Always beating their chest, rum-bum-bum-bum, you know, like the gorilla in the jungle to show their strength. But as we just said, the history of the world is written in weapons and blood, not fist fighting. And so we have to go beyond the mere toughness and acquire skill. It's skill that takes you into your old age. It's knowledge, skill, the tactical knowledge that takes you safely into the world of weapons, brings you back, and that allows you to continue right into your old age because you are skilled. You are no longer relying upon those natural gifts that all men, all creatures on earth are naturally God-given. When people brag about how tough they are, well, mules are tougher than men. Are mules going to be my master because they're tougher than a human being? Or a water buffalo or something? I don't think so. Toughness does not mean that this individual is going to guide me in my life, instruct me how to use my body. They're just tough. And they say, well, yeah, but you probably couldn't beat him up. What if I can't? He might kick my ass from sun up to sundown. But he's still just tough. And this is a trap. Many times the trapped men are then in later life the angriest, the most desperate. And they say, why is this? Because that toughness leaves, either through sickness, injury, old age. He's facing a gun now instead of a fist. But one way or another, that toughness fades away. Skill, on the other hand, keeps building. And when you get real skill, you are no longer dependent upon anger, toughness. Those type of things are no longer as important, because when I twitch my finger, the way goes the bullet. When I flick my wrist, there's a big cut. Now we have to think and act differently. Now, toughness and skill, combine them, like some men have, where they're really, really sound skillfully and tactically, and tough as hell. Man, those are rare, but those are awesome machines when you do meet one. I think about Colonel Calvin Kelly. Oh my goodness, he was one of the, when I met him, he was one of those awesome machines. A huge man, moved like the wind. The knowledge was there, his skill. This is the type I'm speaking of when they do combine all the good elements. And that's what we should all be seeking. Too many times, the MMA mentality of today is giving us, this same thing has happened in fencing. You know, fencing once based on a circle, now based on a line, a strip. Once having dozens of amazing techniques based on that circle, now the modern game based on maybe 3 moves. So we see this happening in many arts. And we don't want to be limited in our thinking in how we use our arts. We want that toughness, the durability to take the punishment, no matter what it may be, semi-athletic. But we also need that skill, that wisdom that guides our hands, our footwork, because that's what keeps us out of the hot water when weapons come into it. That's what allows us to keep moving when we're hurt or old, is that trickiness, that skill, that real deal that makes you so deadly. Because tough, many times you just meet somebody tougher, and then they out-tough you. You two beat each other's face in, and now both are beaten up, but you feel you win because yours is less beaten up. This is not good kung fu. This is not sound martial policy. If this was knives, you would both be dead. So this pride in taking punishment, I see where it comes from, but I think it leads to a dead-end road eventually. So take pride in that you're on a lifelong quest to acquire knowledge, to acquire ability and skill that will take you through thick and thin. It will take you through much rougher waters than just simply being tough. It's a piece of it, don't get me wrong. But skill is where it's at. Skill is in the lifelong quest, the pursuit. This is your career. Being tough will help in other areas of life, perhaps. So yes, acquire that. Know when it is appropriate to be tough and when it isn't. And I won't drag this out, this tough versus skill. I've seen it all my life. So when people say, yeah, well, he's full of crap. No, I'm not. Crap is just means you don't understand what I said. You took it personally, which I warned you not to do. So when we're speaking in these broad terms, I am not speaking to you, but to all of us, including me. So it means to know what is appropriate, study hard, actually get skill. You say, well, what do you mean by skill? If I have to tell you, you need to do more work, like study, take your quest deeper. Do not be satisfied with just a wicked right, a quick left, a bad attitude, and a hard jaw. That'll only get you so far. And I know, because at one time I was that guy. Now I have a greater level of skill, and believe me, it has given me a broader spectrum of ability right up into old age. So I only advise you this because we're all on the same path, as I said, the same ladder, we're just at different rungs. So check it out for yourself, look at your martial art, look at those around you, and figure out what is based on athletics. It's just toughness and athleticism. But could Grandpa do that? I doubt it. So what could Grandpa do? And is there any arts out there that actually have that capacity to them that would allow someone of older age, or maybe injury or handicap? What would they have? What could they do skillfully? So just some things to contemplate, being the men that we are. I'm Jim Keating. Thanks again. Have a great day.